For some reason, ESPN just doesn't know, guys, so we'll let everyone figure it out. Tyrese Maxey and how important Tyrese Maxey is to this team, it's the same level of importance as Giannis to the Bucks, as Steph to the Warriors, as Luka to the Lakers. And anybody else you can name in the NBA, Tyrese Maxey is more important to the Sixers than they are to their team. Because this team has 10 wins, and in 7 out of those 10 victories, Tyrese has had to score 28 or more. That's basically a 30 ball, 28 or more, and in all of those victories, all 10 games, he had to get 6 assists. So he's dishing, he's passing, he's getting other players open, and he's still getting to the hole, dropping 30 pieces left and right and 40 burgers every other night. Tyrese Maxey is extremely important to this team, and when you mention his name, you got to see where he is statistically. In minutes per game, he's in a league in a class of his own, 40 per game. Nick Nurse is running this guy to the ground. When you check his points per game, it's Luka, it's Shea, it's Tyrese, and these are the 3 scoring leaders right now in the NBA. And I also think these could be the 3 leaders in the MVP voting. Maybe add a joker for 4th. Tyrese is in that conversation. Tyrese is a superstar. And if you ask the Sixer franchise, Tyrese is the face and the future of this franchise. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne speaks on Tyrese Maxey's role with the Sixer franchise. And she said, I think the feeling is that this is Tyrese Maxey's team. And over the summer, it started to turn that page because people just frankly didn't know when Paul George and Joel Embiid would be able to play. And it turns out Tyrese Maxey is really good, and he is the franchise now. And if you've watched Tyrese Maxey's process and his career and his growth, you knew he was really good. You knew he was going to be great. But you didn't know he had the potential to jump into the conversations of the greatest players of all time. Because when you look at what he's doing against the greatest players of this time, the Giannis's, the Lukas, the Sheas, the Stephs, Tyrese Maxey's production is quote unquote number for number on par with all of those players. I'm talking about his usage rates. I'm talking about his points per games. You look at Tyrese Maxey's numbers, and you look at the things he's done historically, which is increased and has proved his points per game season by season, hard work, dedication, gym sweat, and long hours. That is the reason why Tyrese Maxey is, and I think will be, going down as one of those all-time greats. And for Ramona Shelburne to say, hey, I think it's Tyrese Maxey's team, well, not only did the Sixer franchise know that, we knew that going into the summer, as you can see by the pod, but Paul George believes it as well. And it's good to see Paul George, a vet, getting behind a young, up-and-coming star, a potential MVP in this season or in this league in Tyrese. Here's what Paul George has to say about how inspiring Tyrese Maxey's play has been. When he's out there, I play for him. I do everything I can to make the game easier for him. He's our guy. It's inspiring. Me as a vet, it's inspiring for a guy to consistently do it. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Tyrese Maxey is playing at an all-star rate, at an all-star level, consistently night in and night out. And that can't be disputed. That is clear as day. The problem is he's got no help. Got to change the tune here, guys. He's got no gosh darn help out there. You tell me who's out there that you can say is playing as consistent or as reliable as Tyrese. Doesn't got to be MVP level. Doesn't got to be MVP play. But a consistent player out there not named Kelly Oubre. Because when Kelly was playing, this team was slaying. I liked what Kelly was giving this team production-wise, attacking the hole, being aggressive, even shooting the 3 at a career clip. Kelly Oubre and his minutes, close to 40 minutes a game. Kelly Oubre was 3rd in league in minutes per game. He was the most consistent running mate Tyrese Maxey had this season, seeming that he's out, guys, because I wanted to give Kelly Oubre a shout-out. Who on this team has been consistent or close to consistent as Tyrese? Jared McCain had 3 games where he was averaging 16.3 points per game and really shooting the three ball, finding his way to get to his bump midi at a consistent clip. And then he just saw a consistent dip because Nick Nurse isn't putting him in a position or a great role to know what he's supposed to do on a night in and night out basis. Sometimes he's coming off the bench and playing the point guard. Sometimes he's coming off the bench playing the shooting guard. And sometimes, guys, he's just not even coming off of the bench. You're putting Aaron Gordon in before him. You're putting Kyle Lowry in before him. So it's quite questionable to see not only who can help Tyrese, but who will help Tyrese. All I know is we all know who can help Tyrese. Joel Embiid, if he is out there, guys, he's still a walking 20. Regardless of if he's limping, regardless if he's got Bell's palsy, regardless of what's going on with Joel, if he's going to play and give it his all, he's a walking 25 then. And Tyrese Maxey knows that. But Tyrese Maxey also understands that Joel hasn't been out there this season. So just to implement him to an offensive scheme that has already been kicking and flowing, and honestly, guys, it's been competing extremely well on a night in, night out basis, just having some dips and divots when Tyrese can't be a Superman superhero scoring 45 to 35 a game. But regardless, this offense hasn't been tragic. At times, it's been great, and at times, it's been sputting out. So when it sputs out, you want to implement the Joel Embiid scheme, the Joel Embiid system, and Tyrese knows how important that is. When speaking on playing with Joel after the injuries and implementing him with an offense that's already started, Tyrese had to say, it's different because he's still really good. We still got to give him the ball. You know what I mean? We also got to run our stuff. It comes with time. And I just want to highlight some of this, guys. He's still really good. They know, Tyrese knows, that Joel did take a dip from the MVP, all-star caliber level that he once was. But he's still really good. Really good. Not like good, really good. All-star level Joel Embiid could be if he played on a night-in, night-out basis, just because of his numbers, just because of the usage you'd have to give him. His mid-range jump shot, still top of the class. His catch and shoots jab jump shot, still reliable. It's just getting him to dominate in the paint, use his physicality, and be the Joel Embiid with versatility and be a 3-level scorer that you knew he was. Because right now he's a 2-level scorer, feeling more comfortable in the mid-range, and then kind of leaking out to the 3, and his paint presence just isn't there, offensively or defensively. But going back to Tyrese Maxey's quote, guys, it's just different. You know he's still really good. You got to give him the ball. We also got to run our stuff, which is through me, Quentin Grimes, VJ, Paul George, we can get him implemented. Jared McCain needs shots. We got to run our stuff. But it's going to come with time. And realistically, guys, I think this team is out of time. I don't know if you know the ins and outs of basketball politics, but the question on if Joel Embiid can play, obviously. He can go out there and give you something. He can go out there and do something. That's not a problem. That's not an issue. And after the game, he says he feels great. Now, you know he is sitting against the Washington Wizards. That should honestly just be a test for the Sixers to see how good this team is with or without him. You don't need him, so you don't need to use him. And there could be 2 schemes the Sixers are employing. 1, they're just going to get Joel to July. They're just going to get Joel to June. You're going to get Joel to May by sitting him in November, in December, and resting him casually in January. But February, the ramp up. March, the ramp in. April, Joel is playing consistently, and then you want us to see him dive in deep into playoff play. That's what you hope for. That could be the one scheme they're employing on the back end. The real thing I think that's going on, Joel requested a trade. We've talked about Joel's happiness. We've talked about Joel being frustrated with the franchise. We've also seen Joel be a little more exasperated with the fan base, with the media, and with the coverage of his health and his willingness to play. he seems a little more exhausted and a lot less jovial and playful and interested in to get into witty banter, as the troll Joel we know he is. And with that being said, I think when Joel does play, it's just market test research. You know what I'm talking about. Because Anthony Davis is on the trade market, and I don't think it's a surprise that the moment AD is available for a trade, then Joel does play. Could the Sixers trade for Joel? I see some in the comments talking about, man, I want this team to trade for Zion. And I agree. I want this team to trade for Zion. He would keep up with the pace. Health-wise, he's exactly what Joel Embiid would be. Trade piece and acquisition-wise, it would be everything that I think would be an equal trade for either team. And Derek Queen could learn from Joel Embiid. Derek Queen could learn a lot from Joel Embiid. He could be the next Joel Embiid, a small baby version of Joel Embiid, because he doesn't have the physical attributes to be as physically dominant as Joel. With the footwork, the fleetability, the spacing, the jump shot, maybe passing the ball a little bit, Derek Queen could be the next Joel. Baby version. Not as dominant, of course. Zion could be a perfect running piece next to Tyrese, attacking the paint, finally having someone who's going to put consistent pressure on this rim, not named Tyrese, because Tyrese is making a lot of tough layups, a lot of physical contacted finishes. Or Anthony Davis, because that is the obvious piece on the trade market. The Sixers do have the Clippers' first-round pick that they can dangle and wiggle and trade and throw at any potential trade suitors. But do you really want to trade injuries for injuries? Questionables are questionables. Real. Let's be honest, guys. Anthony Davis isn't the player Joel Embiid is, or Joel Embiid can be. If you put both of them at their peaks, Joel Embiid is light years over Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis ain't no slouch. Anthony Davis is a top 100 player in NBA history for sure. An NBA champion. Throw some respect on his name. But for what he is right now and his ceiling, and for what Joel Embiid is right now, for the questions we have about what Joel Embiid is and can be right now, and his ceiling, I think I'm going to take Joel Embiid's ceiling over Anthony Davis' ceiling because we already know it's higher. But Joel doesn't want to be in Philly right now. You can see it by his attitude. You can see it by his speech. You can see it by his quotes. And also by the way Tyrese Maxey's talking about him, saying we just want to see what's happy for him. We just want him to do what's happy for him. And maybe Philadelphia no longer makes Joel Embiid happy. I can't see why Dallas would either. If he really wants to be a champion, if he really wants to be an all-time great and cement his legacy, don't leave the franchise. Don't leave Joel. Don't leave the franchise. He can go down as Allen Iverson. He can go down as I'm trying to think of franchise figures that never won championships but are forever loved. And right now I'm drawing a blank. Drop those down in the comments down below. Who could Joel Embiid go down as in all-time history if he isn't traded? Let us know. Let us know. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We appreciate you here on Sixer Daily. Anthony Davis to Philadelphia for Joel. How do I feel about it? Next episode, next pod.